Did you know that you do not need a high credit score to get a mortgage loan? Hello, I am Scott Edelman with Knipe Realty, ERA powered, and today I have a guest with me, Mr. Greg Long from the Willamette Valley Bank. Welcome, Greg.
Scott, thank you so much. Happy to be here today. I love home buyer education, so this should be fun.
Yes, thank you for joining me. A little bit about Greg. He's been a loan officer for over 30 years, and he brings a wealth of knowledge about loan programs and qualifying. So I figured he's a perfect place to start with questions about credit scores. And let's jump right into it. All right, first off, with a buyer that has very limited down payment, what should they expect to be a minimum credit score?
Well, to be honest, I think this is going to be a surprise to some people because I think people really have higher expectations than it need be. Okay. Number two, I want to tell you everything I do today, guideline wise, is going to be Willamette Valley Bank guidelines. Other lenders may have different guidelines. So this is just a good jumping off point. Here's what I can do. So as little as zero down with VA, and the FHA with 3.5% down, you can get in with a 600 credit score. Okay, so not a super high score. USDA, which is another zero down program, a little higher, 620. Okay, and that's really kind of the conventional guideline too, is the 620. So in that at 600, low 600s, all kinds of programs to use.
Fantastic. You hear that, guys? 600 credit score can open doors. Fantastic. And so then with someone with a 600 credit score or even lower, do you have any recommendations for them to get that credit score up?
All right, so every credit report's going to be a little bit different. So there's no set answer for one thing, okay? But there's essentially 5 factors to your credit score. The 3 that are the highest that account for 80% of your score are payment history, total debt, and length of credit history. Okay, so these are the things you really attack. And the most common one to attack is actually the amount of credit you have. So pretty common solution if you're trying to raise scores, look closely at that revolving debt. Okay, that's a big thing with revolving debt. Okay,
that's fantastic. Is there an ideal credit score borrowers should strive to achieve?
Okay, so another thing, I hear all the time, borrowers are trying to get to an 800 credit score. They think that's the golden rule.
Yeah.
800 is not the golden rule, okay? Program wise, I don't know a program out there that'll give you better than if you have a 760. So in an ideal world, you have 760.
Awesome. So then what are some tips for managing your credit during the loan approval process?
Okay. Super good question, because a lot of people don't think about this part of it, and it really should be looked at. Okay.
Yeah.
So be very careful about opening new credit. Okay. That could change income to debt ratios. That could change your pricing structure. It could nullify your approval. Okay. So be very careful about new credit. Okay. Any of those inquiries, will show up, could potentially lower your score. But I would like to point out one thing, is this is something most people don't know, is that mortgage companies running a report within 30 days of each other, it will not affect your scores. The system was designed that you can shop mortgage lenders, but just do it in a narrow window. Okay.
Okay.
I actually have scenarios where changing credit's a good thing though. Like I have a current client right now, he's got a car loan that is much higher rate than his market rate right now. So he's going to refinance his car. It's going to lower his debt. So he's going to actually qualify for more home. So the only thing I would say about credit during the process, consult your loan officer before you do anything.
Definitely. Such great advice. Thank you, Greg. That was so helpful. I hope the people watching have learned something. And if you have more questions about credit and the loan process, please send me a message, reach out to me. Greg has also provided me with a flyer with the components of credit scores that provides some great background information. And I can also provide some online references from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that'll provide more in-depth information, including resources on how to get your free credit report. Greg, thank you again. You've been so awesome. And again, Greg Long with the Willamette Valley Bank. And I am Scott Edelman with Knipe Realty, ERA powered here in Portland, Oregon. My website is soldbyscottpdx.com. Please reach out to me for your real estate needs. I hope to hear from you. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Scott.